Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be looking at WYNAUT in the REMIX Cup. With this team, I finally reached veteran for the first time. So let's get into the battles. Moving into the first match, we have a negative lead against Britzy. I'll stay here for a bit and then go for the mirror code to do some cheap damage, but they catch the move onto their own WYNAUT. But from here, we can align it with our Drift Loon. We can tank any one move, so I'll just let it go. And then go for the Shadow Wall. It lands, doing huge damage to the WYNAUT, and we farm down to have some residual energy for the Spritzy. Here I'll go for the Icy Wind debuff, expecting them to shield, which they do. And now I'll bring in the Ducklet. They have their own Drift Loon and we get a bunch of lags. I don't even know how much energy they are at, so I'll shield up all the moves. From here, my only win con is to land the Brave Bird. We go for the Brave Bird and it lands, takes out the Drift Loon, and here comes Spritzy. We can tank this Thunderbolts because WYNAUT is very tanky. We go for the Mirror Shot and it lands. From here, we counter down the Spritzy and we win the game. Moving into the next match, we have the Dream lead against Alulan Sandshoe. They safe switch into Watergun Ducklet and we respond with our own Ducklet. This is too early for a Brave Bird, so I'll call it, and it is the Aerial Ace. I'll go for the bait myself, and they call it, and this is looking horrible for us. This is another Aerial Ace, so I will shield it and go for another bait. And they call it again. This man has the guts of steel. At this point, Bubble Beam plus few wing attacks should be enough to KO, and they aggressively swap into Alulan Sandshoe. But we have the WYNAUT, and WYNAUT is very tanky and we can tank this Night Slashes for days. They are taking double super effective damages and it is chunking the Alulan Sandshoe. We completely farm them down. They have a Drift Loon in the back. I'll go for the Mirror Coat myself to do some cheap damage, and then I'll come in with my Drift Loon. We sneak in a move, so we should be able to outpace them to the next Icy Wind. This is the CMP. So this Icy Wind should get the shield plus debuff them. From here, we have to counter down the team. WYNAUT counter downs the Ducklet and the Drift Loon and we win the game. Moving into the next match, we have the neutral lead against an opposing WYNAUT. I'll safe swap into Ducklet and they are staying in. I'll tank this Mirror Coat and then go for the Brave Bird directly. And it lands, doing huge damage to the WYNAUT, and they have a Ducklet of their own in the back. I'll go for another Brave Bird and it gets the shield. From here, I'll bring in my own WYNAUT to absorb the energy. This could be a Brave Bird, but I am calling it, and it was a Bubble Beam bait. We go for the Mirror Coat to do some cheap damage. From this point, I'll let the WYNAUT go and trust in Drift Loon to close this game, and they have a Shellmate in the back and this game is over. I'll go for the Icy Wind and all the moves are resisted. Bug Buzz, double resisted. Body Slam, it is also double resisted, so they have no counters to us. My opponent realizes the fact and quits the match. Moving into the next match, we have a neutral lead against Ducklet. I safe swap into my own Ducklet and it is a Watergun Ducklet. I'll go for the Bubble Beam bait, hoping for the shield, but they call it again. This is enough for a Brave Bird. I shield at the last moment and it was the Brave Bird, and they safe switch into a Squaroppy. I can tank these moves easily and then go for the bait myself, really hoping for the shield now, and they shield it. These wing attacks are chunking. They go for the farm down, but we reach another Bubble Beam and it gets the final shield. We managed to get the Scorpio very low. From here, I'll bring the WYNAUT to just absorb the damage. They have so much loaded energy. They can go for cross poison after cross poison. After this cross poison, I'll bring in Drift Loon and my opponent quits the match. Moving into the next match, we have a positive lead against the Shadow Nose Pass. They safe switch into a Shellmate and we have the perfect counter in the form of Drift Loon. Bug Buzz lands, but it does basically nothing. I'll go for the Icy Wind to basically debuff it more, and then we can go for the farm down. I'll Icy Wind again and undercharge it a bit to get some extra farm. They can throw whatever they want, but we can tank it. They aggressively swap into Nosepass and I'll go for the Icy Wind debuff. Then I can come in with WYNAUT and counter down completely. This is a Shadow Nosepass, but they are debuffed. Thunderbolt basically does nothing. They have a Drifloon of their own in the back and I'll go for the Mirror Coat. We get the shield. I can go for another Mirror Coat. And from here, we can just let the WYNAUT go down. From here, Ducklet should be able to easily close this game. I'll shield up the Icy Winds. From here, we don't even need to build up to the Brave Bird. We can just Bubble Beam them. I clear my debuff. Our Wing Attack sneaks through. We shield up the Shadow Ball. And now, this game is over. We farm down the Shellmet and the Drifloon and we win the game. Moving on to the next match, we have a positive lead against Alolan Sandshrew. They safe switch into a Shadow Ducklet and I was late on the safe swap. So I will tank this move and then I'll come with the Drifloon. I'll go for the Icy Wind bait for the debuff. From here I can just shield and completely farm them down. They bring back the Alolan Sandshrew and I am going straight for the Shadow Ball. It lands, doing huge damage to the Alolan Sandshrew, and they have a shiny Drifloon of their own in the back. I'll shield up the Icy Wind and go for a Bubble Beam bait. And they shield up. From here we can survive any one move and they go for the Icy Wind debuff. I'll go for another Bubble Beam bait just to debuff them and we get the final shield as well. They are forced to throw their energy. And from here we have the loaded move. Mirror Coat takes out the Drifloon and my opponent quits the match. WYNAUT and Drifloon forms a very strong core in the Remix Cup. And Ducklet being the safe swap baits out the rock types. I went on an 8-2 run with it and got my veteran rank. I definitely recommend using this team. Thank you for all the support and I will see you on the next one.